Hey everybody, jumping on really quick to go ahead and record and present for you guys a quick high-level overview of the NetDocuments document management system. I will try to keep this brief, but also give you a good opportunity to see any of the, some of the features and things that have seemed to be very, very helpful for some other law firms that are like yours. If there are other questions that may come up as I kind of go through these things, feel free to reach out. We can certainly do another one of these a little bit more interactively for any of you that feel like you want to check it out. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my screen here to my NetDocuments window, and we'll get started. So this is NetDocuments. If you don't know, NetDocuments is a cloud-based document management system that was built for law firms. It is a tool that a lot of firms have used to be able to have higher levels of security, to be able to access their documents from anywhere, and also to have a little bit more organization throughout the firm. So as we go through some of these features, know that those are kind of our main goals here at NetDocuments. This homepage, you'll notice here, all of these different headings that you have are going to be totally customizable for each and every one of you. So here within your homepage, you may have totally different things, and then you'll notice all of my documents, all of my matters, they've all got these stars next to them. When I click on them, they turn gold and appear here on my homepage so that I can easily log in and get right to work with anything that is most important to me. If I want to go to the location where all of the documents and emails are saved for any given matter, I can come up here to this Go to a Matter button. You'll notice as I begin to type my client's name, it kind of auto-fills for me. And the same thing goes as I begin to type the matter for this client. I can either do the matter name or the matter number if you use those, and it's going to go ahead and automatically pop up for me there. Inside of this matter, you'll notice something that's a little bit different than what you might be used to. All of these documents here are organized under different categories that we call document types. So the idea behind this is that whenever a new matter is created, depending on what kind of matter it is, there will be a pre-generated list of maybe 15 or 20 different kinds of documents that you might save for that matter. So then from the very first time you go to save a document, you tell the system which client and matter it belongs to and what kind of document it is. So the document types that you see here, these are all just for the sake of showing it. It would obviously be different for your firm. So you'll notice I can see quickly to all of the documents and emails for this specific matter, which is nice because that way, everybody is saving everything for this matter to the correct location. Another thing you'll notice, I can switch over to kind of a list view here. And if I want to, by clicking on this little box here on the left, I can go ahead and see all of the details about this document, who created it, who modified it, and when. And I can also preview this document. So if I want to check, see some things within this document without opening the document all the way up, I can certainly do that, maybe copy a portion of this document and paste it into a new one for the sake of saving time. Another tool you'll notice, across all of my documents here, you'll notice I've got these little V's next to them. The V is just telling me how many versions of this document that there are. So if I click on that, you'll notice it pops open a window with the previous 6 versions of this document and also some notes about different things that happened. So if for whatever reason I need to go back and access an older version of this document, or I need to compare a certain version to another version, they're all here, and I no longer need to worry about giving that document a new name every time a new version should be created, which can obviously lead to working on previous versions of documents. Maybe someone else from my team thinks they're working on the most recent version, but in reality, I've already edited that document again. They just couldn't find it when they went to go find it. So version control can be very helpful. Coming back here to the home page, we'll talk a little bit about search and the ability to search for things that you may not know exactly where they are. Maybe I know that within the document it says something that I remember, but I don't remember what it's called or where it is. You'll notice from this home page I can search through everything. We'll go ahead and say, I know this document had something to do with Chase Bank. As I perform this search, it's going to go ahead and scan through the entire content of all of my documents in the system and find the best possible results. So it's kind of like Google in that sense. You'll notice I got quite a few reviews or returns here, obviously because searching for something as broad as Chase Bank is not the best search, but either way, you'll notice I have a couple really awesome tools here once I get into it. If I click on this little box, again, I'm going to see a preview of this document, but it actually takes me in the document to wherever what I searched for is found. So it will show me, even if it's on page 50, it will take me right there so I can easily look at it and see and know, whether or not this is the document I was trying to find. The other thing that's pretty nice, obviously returning 500 results is not ideal, but over here on the left side, I can go ahead and narrow my results down. So maybe I remember, oh, I know the author of this document was Elliot. I could go ahead and apply those filters and just see documents that were authored by that person. Or maybe I could say, I know this specific document was a PDF. Again, I can narrow these results down until eventually I have the exact document that I am trying to find. So it's very, very robust. It also has a built-in tool that makes all of your documents full text searchable, so even scans, PDFs, anything like that. Now we'll jump over quickly to Microsoft to see what it looks like to save a new document to NetDocuments. If I go ahead and hit the Save button, you'll notice this window that pops up here feels a lot like, your folders and subfolders, but it's actually a NetDocuments window. So I can give this document a name. We'll call this Addendum for Housing Contract. And then over here on the right side, I can save this document one of two different ways. So I may come through here and I can just begin typing the information, the client, which matter it belongs to, and what kind of document this is. So as I do that, if I were to hit save now, this document would be saved to the correct client and matter under the agreement category or document type. Or it might be a little more natural for you to come over here on the left side. You'll notice I can quickly go ahead and see all of my most recent matters. So as I select these, you'll notice the information on this right side is being filled out for me as I go. I can then come through and say this was a correspondence document, we'll say. Now when I hit save, that document is saved directly up into NetDocuments for me. So now you'll notice at the top, it's telling me that this document is obviously what I named it, Addendum for Housing Contract. It's given a 12-digit document ID number, and it's telling me this is version number 1 of this document. And you can have that information pasted automatically to the bottom of your documents if you want to. So let's say I open this document from NetDocuments and I need to make some changes to it. So I made a few changes. If I hit the Save button, it will save over this current version 1. But if I hit Save As, you'll notice that same NetDocuments window pops open. Down here at the bottom, it's pre-checked to save as a new version. I can come through and give it some quick notes. We'll say these were Caden's edits, which is my name. Now when I hit save, this document is being saved back to NetDocuments, and this is now version number 2. So both of those versions are available for me to check out from within NetDocuments. Another thing of note, and I think this is something that I use all the time, it's a big time saver. Down here in the bottom part on my toolbar, you'll notice I've got this little ND button. When I click on that, you'll notice this pops open. I can have this pinned to my computer if I want to. These are the last 100 documents and emails that I have open from NetDocuments, saved to NetDocuments, or created. So as long as what I'm trying to work on is within the last 100 things I've done, that's going to be right here, and I don't even need to go to netdocuments.com to access that document to get to work. So it's kind of a time saver. Back here in NetDocuments, let's jump over to Matter quickly here. As I come to this matter, we're going to talk a little bit about collaboration and being able to share documents with people inside and outside of the firm. So, I think that there's nothing more frustrating than trying to send an email to somebody and there's not enough, or the attachments are too big to send to someone. So you've got to send a few emails maybe. Well, with NetDocuments, I can come through here and select a few documents that I need to go ahead and share with somebody. We'll select these 3. And then you'll notice as I right click on them, I can come here to this Deliver a Secured Link. Now this tool is really nice because I can put a password on these documents. I could set the link to expire at a certain time. I could be notified when the documents have been accessed. Then I'm just going to put in somebody's email address and send it off. So whether that's something that's very sensitive that you're trying to send and you don't want to send it in a regular email, or if it's something that is very, too large to send in an email, you can go ahead and use this and they'll be able to access a little tiny portion of your cloud. Another thing that's of note, you can also email links internally. So if there's somebody within the firm, instead of taking a physical file and sending it to them, which then will be saved again and could be saved to the wrong location or with a different name, you can just shoot them a link using this button right here to any of the documents that you need to give to them, and they'll just open that document directly from NetDocuments and always be working in the most current and up-to-date version of that document. Lastly, we'll take a look at saving emails here quickly. A lot of firms put a lot of importance in saving emails so that, maybe 5 of you receive an email from a client, but there's a team of 8 working on it. Well, those other 3 are going to have to ask you to forward that to them so they can know what's going on. Within NetDocuments, I can go to any of my emails here, click this little ND Save button. It's going to remember the last places you saved emails from whoever it is. So this is saying, from ksmith@netdocuments.com, you filed emails to this matter before. So we'll say, it may be that it's there. If not, you'll notice if I kind of minimize that there, I can come through here, see all my most recent matters very, very quickly, say, oh, it belongs to this Christofferson Farm matter, and it's an email. Now when I hit save, it's going to go ahead and save a copy of this email there so that other members of my team can find it. Those were the things that I kind of had planned to show you. Obviously, with a limited amount of time, it's you're not going to be able to see everything within NetDocuments, and there are a few other tools. If you would like to see some of those things, or if you have further questions, let me know, and we can certainly find some time to talk about those things. Thanks.